Dozens of hopeful TV show creators head to the big networks every year, looking to get their shows on the air. Very few make it to the pilot stage, and even less actually make it to series. However, even with such a long and competitive process, not all of the shows that hit the air are instant hits. Some, in fact, are so badly received by audiences, they're axed before they even get off the ground. Here are some TV shows that were canceled before they hit the 5-episode mark. Anchorwoman. It only took one night for Fox to decide they didn't want to see any more of their reality show, Anchorwoman.
15 days. Her dream comes true. Lauren Jones at 5. She's coming.
In August of 2007, the show was canceled after airing 2 back-to-back episodes, reaching only 2.7 million viewers. The would-be series followed former The Price is Right model Lauren Jones as she tried to become a news anchor at a Texas TV station. The series pitted Jones against the station's 5 p.m. anchor, Annalisa Petralia, and Fox even promoted their rivalry on their website. But needless to say, the show was trashed by critics once it premiered. The LA Times concluded, if you hate women, men, Texas, Los Angeles, television news, and any of the social progress made by Americans in the 20th century, then Anchorwoman is the show for you. The Beautiful Life TBL. Misha Barton's dramatic exit from the OC may have left fans reeling, but they still weren't ready to follow Marissa Cooper to her next project. Barton's 2009 CW series The Beautiful Life TBL only lasted for 2 episodes before it was canceled due to low ratings. Even though it featured a beautiful star-studded cast and was executive produced by Ashton Kutcher, it still only brought in just over 1 million viewers for its 2nd episode. Fans were upset to see the show canceled, and more than 8,000 people signed a petition to bring it back, to no avail. Kutcher was adamant about still getting the produced episodes of the show out to the public when it went off the air, landing a deal with Hewlett-Packard to have them all uploaded to YouTube for fans to watch ad-free. Coupling. The Office may be the model example of a British TV series turning into a successful American sitcom, but many attempts to take comedy stateside have failed. One such experiment was Coupling, NBC's 2003 attempt at adapting the BBC Two romantic comedy series from Doctor Who's Stephen Moffat. The show is based on his relationship with producer Sue Virtue. NBC started looking into the show when Friends was nearing the end of its run. However, their attempts to bring Coupling to the States were troubled from the start, with the network shooting and then scrapping a pilot because they felt Moffat's script was too confusing. 3 of the 6 lead roles were recast when the pilot was reshot.
You want us to split up?
Yes.
I don't accept.
Coupling ended up getting the axe after only 4 low-rated episodes on NBC, although Moffat had much more success with the British version, which ran for 4 series. Moffat blamed NBC for the show's cancellation and later said, "I learned not to work in America. I say that slightly facetiously, but truthfully, I'm British. What is the point of me going to try to make it somewhere else?" Ironside. Remakes may be all the rage nowadays, but not all of them are successful. Such was the case with NBC's 2013 attempt at remaking the popular 60s and 70s cop procedural Ironside, this time with Blair Underwood starring as the title character, a wheelchair-bound police officer who solves the city's most difficult cases.
How the hell did you see that?
I got a different view of the world from down here.
Underwood's take on the show was imagined as grittier and darker than the original, which didn't sit well with viewers. The show was also hit with controversy from disability rights advocates, with some groups calling out NBC for casting a non-disabled actor in the role of a disabled character. The show's producers claimed they needed an able-bodied actor for flashback sequences pre-wheelchair. The show was trashed by critics, airing only 3 episodes before it was pulled from the schedule. Made in Jersey. Being shuffled to Friday nights is never a good sign, and the 2012 CBS procedural Made in Jersey was sentenced to the fatal slot before it even started. The legal drama starred Janet Montgomery as a New Jersey-born and raised attorney who gets a job at a big New York City law firm.
This isn't my first murder case. I did major crimes in Trenton.
I bet you're amazing with a jury. They must totally relate to you.
The show received mixed reviews from critics, but didn't fare well in the ratings. After premiering to 7.8 million viewers, its 2nd episode dropped to 5.8 million. CBS ended up pulling the show and replacing it with Undercover Boss after just 2 episodes. The Paul Reiser Show. Launching a show with a big-name comedian has worked well in the past, but that wasn't the case for NBC's The Paul Reiser Show. The 2011 series featured the Mad About You actor as a former TV star who decides to find his next big project after taking a few years off to be with his family.
I'm exactly famous enough, so it's never good. Only bad.
Although Reiser holds 4 Golden Globe nominations for his work on Mad About You, critics were less kind when it came to his own sitcom, slamming it in part for feeling like a less fun copy of Curb Your Enthusiasm. The show premiered to only 3.3 million viewers, and its second episode dropped to 2.5 million. NBC pulled it and replaced it with reruns of The Office. In a prickly appearance on The Tonight Show, Reiser joked,
It turns out, they said, we enjoy missing you more than actually having you.
The Playboy Club. Following the lives of 1960s Playboy bunnies may seem like a great idea for a TV show, but NBC's The Playboy Club proved it definitely wasn't. The 2011 historical drama featured Eddie Cibrian as an attorney with political aspirations who frequented the notorious Playboy Club. The club's bunnies featured future stars Amber Heard, Jenna Dewan, and Laura Benanti.
I'm gonna be the first chocolate centerfold. I am! You can't discriminate against these babies.
The Playboy Club felt some backlash, with the Parents Television Council calling the show degrading and sexualizing and asking audiences to boycott. Their request was backed up by activist Gloria Steinem, who said the show portrayed the tackiest place on earth as glamorous. Although many blamed the behind-the-scenes drama for the show's bad buzz, some insiders offered other reasons for the show's failure to connect with audiences. One source said it was a fundamentally flawed concept. It's a soap which inherently appeals to women, but it's a brand so tied to men, I just think it was doomed from the start. The series brought in only 5 million viewers in its premiere, falling to 3.8 million and 3.2 million for its final 2 episodes. We Are Men. The quick demise of CBS's We Are Men proves that sometimes even big stars aren't enough to save a show. The comedy series brought together Tony Shalhoub, Kal Penn, and Jerry O'Connell, along with Rob Greenberg, but their collective star power couldn't prevent the show from getting the axe after 2 episodes.
Dad, you know, Fiona's mom would totally go out with you.
I'll ask her to lunch.
Great, she's super nice and has really big boobs.
Or dinner.
We Are Men premiered to 6.4 million viewers, dropping to 5.4 million viewers for its second episode. The show failed to hold on to the audience of its lead-in, How I Met Your Mother, and its performance made it a disappointing precursor to CBS's other big comedy, Two Broke Girls. The network determined that reruns of The Big Bang Theory and eventually Mike and Molly would fare better in the slot. Wicked City. The Ed Westwick-led drama Wicked City was set in 1982 Los Angeles and followed 2 police detectives on a mission to capture the notorious Hollywood Slayer, and it lasted only 3 episodes.
What are you feeling?
Terrified.
There's no turning back now.
Wicked City was canceled midway through production on its 8th episode, but the show's producers were allowed to finish it up so it could become the show's finale for online streaming. Executive producer Laurie Zaks assured fans at the time that the final episode made the series' story complete. Work It. Some shows seem like they're doomed right from the premise, and Work It may be a prime example. The ill-advised ABC sitcom starred Ben Koldyke and Amaury Nolasco as 2 recently laid-off men who decide to remedy their situation by posing as women to get jobs at a pharmaceutical company.
Excuse me.
Oh my god!
Help me. Please.
The show was predictably met with controversy from many LGBTQ groups, including GLAAD, who said that the show was harmful to the transgender community. GLAAD's then acting president, Mike Thompson, said that the show would contribute to transphobia and the idea that trans people are men pretending to be women rather than people living their lives authentically. The show earned even more criticism when the pilot aired, with Puerto Rican activists taking objection to Nolasco's character saying in the pilot that because he's Puerto Rican, he would be good at selling drugs. But controversy aside, Work It just wasn't a good show. The series was absolutely trashed by critics and sat at a 5% on Rotten Tomatoes. After 2 episodes, it was sent to Work It wherever TV shows go when they die. Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel, plus check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.